Hello, my name is Karen King, and from time to time I present an experiential workshop on the teachings of Dr. Joe Dispenza, chiropractor and longtime student of neuroscience. Dr. Dispenza is renowned for his healing intensives that he leads in 35 different countries throughout the world. He engineered his recovery from an accident which broke 6 vertebrae in his back after doctors said he would never walk again. Dr. Dispenza vowed that when he recovered, he would dedicate his life to teaching his mind-body healing methods to the world. In his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, Dr. Dispenza makes this comment: "One of the biggest lies we have come to believe about ourselves and our true nature is that we are nothing more than physical beings defined by a material reality, devoid of dimension and vital energy, and separate from God. You, as a spiritual being in human form, are a multidimensional being who creates your own reality. But when we fully lay down the old familiar life or mind and start creating the new, there's a moment between the two worlds that is bereft of anything we know. And most of us rush back from this void to the familiar. That place of uncertainty, the unknown, is what the maverick, the mystic, and the saint know to be fertile ground." With Dr. Joe's intention in mind, let's begin his meditation that he developed when he manifested the structure of his own healing. Close your eyes and take a few deep, slow breaths to relax your mind and body. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make your breaths long, slow, and steady. Rhythmically inhale and exhale until you move into the present. Once you are in the present moment, you are entering a world of possibility. Now there is a powerful intelligence within you that is giving you life, which loves you so much. When your will matches its will, when your mind matches its mind, when your love for life matches its love for you, it always responds. It will move in you and all around you, and you will see evidence in your life as a result of your efforts. To be greater than your environment, to be greater than the conditions in your life, to be greater than the feelings that are memorized in the body, to think greater than the body, to be greater than time. This means that you are tugging on the garment of the divine. Your destiny, then, is a reflection of a co-creation with a greater mind. Love yourself enough to do this. Recognizing. Now, you cannot create a new future while holding on to the emotions of the past. What is the emotion that you wanted to unmemorize? Remember what that emotion feels like in your body, and recognize the familiar state of mind that is driven by that emotion. Admitting. It's time to turn to the power within you. Introduce yourself to it and tell it what you want to change about yourself. Begin to admit to it who you have been and what you have been hiding. In your mind, talk to it. Remember that it is real. It already knows you. It doesn't judge you. It only loves. Say to it, Universal consciousness within me and all around me, I have been, and I truly want to change from this limited state of being. Say it again now, in full. Declaring, it's time to free the body from the mind, to close the gap between how you appear and who you are, to liberate your energy, release your body from the familiar emotional bonds which keep you connected to everything, every place, and everyone in your past and present reality. It is the moment to free up your energy. I want you to say the emotion you want to change out loud and liberate it from your body as well as your environment. Say it now. Surrendering. And now it's time to surrender this state of being to a greater mind and to ask it to resolve this in a way that is right for you. Can you relinquish control to a greater authority that already has the answers? Surrender to this infinite mind and understand that this intelligence is absolutely real. It only waits in admiration and in willingness. It only responds when you ask for help. Surrender your limitation to an all-knowing intelligence. Simply open the door, give it up, and let go completely. Let it take your limitation from you. Infinite mind, I give you my fill in the blank. Take it from me and resolve this emotion into a greater sense of wisdom. Free me from the chains of my past. And now just feel how you would feel if you knew this mind was taking this memorized emotion from you. Observing and reminding. Now it's time to make sure that no thought, no behavior, no habit that causes you to return to the old self goes unnoticed by you. To make sure, let's become conscious of those unconscious states of mind and body. How did you used to think when you felt that way? What did you say to yourself? What voice did you believe that you no longer want to accept as your reality? Observe those thoughts. Begin to separate yourself from the program. How did you once behave? How did you speak? Become conscious of those unconscious states to such an extent that they would never go unnoticed by you again. To begin to objectify the subjective mind, to begin to observe the program, means you are no longer the program. Awareness is your goal. Remind yourself who you no longer want to be, how you no longer want to think, how you no longer want to behave, and how you no longer want to feel. Become familiar with all aspects of the old personality and just observe. With firm intention, make a choice to no longer be that person and let the energy of your decision become a memorable experience. Redirecting. Now it's time to play the change game. I want you to imagine 3 scenarios in your life where you could start to feel like the old self again, And when you do, I want you to say, change. I want you to say it out loud. First, imagine that it's morning and you are in the shower. As you are getting ready for your day, all of a sudden you notice that familiar feeling that started to come up. And the moment you notice it, you say, change. That's right, you change it. Because living by that emotion is not loving to you. And it is no use signaling the same genes in the same way. And nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wired together. You control that. Next, I want you to see yourself in the middle of the day. You're driving down the road, and suddenly that familiar feeling that drives those familiar thoughts starts to come up. And what do? You say change. That's right, you change. Because the rewards of being happy and healthy are so much more important than returning to the old self. And by the way, living by that emotion has never been loving to you. And every time you change your state, you know that nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together, and you no longer turn on the same genes in the same ways. Now I want you to play the change game one more time. I want you to see yourself getting ready for bed, and you're pulling the covers back. And as you start to get into bed, you notice that familiar feeling coming up, which is tempting you to behave as the old personality. And you say, change. You change it. That's right. Because nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. Signaling that gene in that way is not loving to you. And nobody and nothing is worth it. You control that. Creating. Now, what is the greatest expression of yourself that you can be? How would a great person think and act? How would such an individual live? How would he or she love? What does greatness feel like? I want you to move into a state of being. It's time to change your energy and broadcast a whole new electromagnetic signature. When you change your energy, you change your life. Let the thought become the experience, and let that experience produce an elevated emotion so that your body begins to emotionally believe that the future you is already living now. Allow yourself to turn on new genes in new ways. Signal the body emotionally ahead of the actual event. Allow yourself to fall in love with the new ideal. Open your heart and begin to recondition your body to a new mind. Let the inward experience become a mood, then a temperament, and finally, a new personality. Move into a new state of being. How would you feel if you were this person? You can't get up as the same person who sat down. You have to feel so much gratitude that your body begins to change ahead of the actual event, and accept that the new ideal already is you. Become it. To be empowered, to be free, to be unlimited, to be creative, to be genius, to be divine. That is who you are. And once you feel this way, memorize this feeling. Remember this feeling. This is who you really are. Now let go and release it into the field for a moment. Just let go. Rehearsing. Now, like those piano players who changed their brains and the finger exercises who changed their bodies, let's do it again. Can you create your new self out of nothing one more time? Let's fire and wire a new mind and recondition the body to a new emotion. Become familiar with the new state of mind and body. What is the greatest expression of yourself? Allow yourself to begin to think like this ideal again. What would you say to yourself? How would you walk? How would you breathe? How would you move? How would you live? And what would you feel? Allow yourself to emotionally feel like this new self so much that you begin to move into a new state of being. Who do you want to be when you open your eyes? You are signaling new genes in new ways. Feel empowered once again and move into a new state of being. A new state of being is a new personality. A new personality creates a new personal reality. This is where you create a new destiny. And from this elevated state of mind and body, it's time to command matter as a quantum observer of your new reality. Feel invincible, powerful, inspired, and overjoyed. Expand your heart. From this new state of being, form a picture of some event you want to experience and let the image become the blueprint of your future. Observe that reality and allow the particles as waves of probability to collapse into an event called an experience in your life. See it, command it, hold it, and then move to the next picture. Let your energy now become entangled to that destiny. That future event has to find you because you created it with your own energy. Let yourself go and create the future you want in certainty, trust, and knowingness. Do not analyze. Do not try to figure out how it's going to happen. It is not your job to control the outcome. It is your task to create and leave the details to a greater mind. And as you see your future as the observer, simply bless your life with your own energy. From a state of gratitude, be one with your destiny from a new state of mind and body. Give thanks for a new life. Feel how you will feel when these things manifest in your life, because living in a state of gratitude is living in a state of receivership. Feel like your prayers are already answered. Finally, it's time to turn to that power within you and ask it for a sign in your life. If today you emulated this greater mind as a creator who is observing all of life into form, and you made contact with it, and it has been observing your efforts and intentions, then it should show cause in your life. Know that it is real, that it exists, and that you now have a two-way communication with it. Ask that this sign from the quantum field come in a way that you would least expect. A way that surprises you and leaves no doubt that this new experience has come from universal mind. So that you're inspired to do it again. I want you now to ask for a sign. And once you've asked for your sign, move your awareness back to a new body, in a new environment, and in a whole new line of time. And when you are ready, bring your awareness back to beta, and then you can open your eyes.